Today, if you want to buy anything in Red Dead Online, you will need to carry literal tons of gold. Hope you know a good horse chiropractor. This is CheckPoint. Hello and welcome to CheckPoint. I'm Graham.
And I have a migraine.
Ah, I thought you were just a big fan of 80s Canadian rock icon Corey Hart.
Rude. Why can't I be both?
So are you a member of the Heart Throbs, the official Corey Hart fan club?
Lord, no. But don't box me in. I do what I want, and today I just work in reduced lighting because my brain hurts. Hey, good news, everyone. The PlayStation Classic is crap, and you don't need to worry about buying it. According to basically everyone who's reviewed the system, the emulation suffers for some pretty annoying problems that make the games look muddy and the music sound weird. Worse yet, almost half the games are the European PAL versions, meaning they refresh at 50 Hz, which makes them run slower and look jittery because the system itself is running at 60 Hz. This sucks, and it's not just because the games look and sound bad. Sure, there are a lot of other better ways to play these games with better emulation and frame rates, but the PlayStation Classic is supposed to be the official licensed product. That means people who don't know any better are going to think these games looked and played worse than they actually did. Also, the damn thing has cool borders too instead of Crash Bandicoot, so 0 out of 10.
Valve's new digital card game, Artifact, designed by Magic the Gathering creator Richard Garfield, has been taking criticism and praise in seemingly equal measure for its monetization and trading system, which features a radical new concept by which you can pay to buy cards. You buy the game for $20 and you get two 54-card starter decks and 10 12-card booster packs, which totals 228 cards, but you could easily get many doubles in there, so there's no guarantee how many of the game's 310 unique cards you'll actually start with. If you have doubles, however, you can put them up for sale on the Steam Marketplace, which is also where you can buy ones you don't have to build the decks you want. Cards of higher rarity and that are more necessary for the current metagame are more expensive. It's basically the very familiar secondary market of any trading card game, but codified as part of the experience, with the publisher, Valve, getting cut of every transaction. Something I'm sure other TCG publishers wish they could do, but then you start to run afoul of gambling laws and... Hey, is this a problem?
Speaking of Valve making money, it's now easier to make money selling your game on Steam, especially if you're already making lots and lots of money. Last week, Valve revealed a new revenue share scheme for the service that drops Valve's take to 25% on any revenue a game and its DLC generates beyond $10 million. And if your very popular title makes more than $50 million, Valve's share drops to 20%. Obviously, this is good for big game companies like Rockstar, Square Enix, and PUBG Corp. They're just going to be making more money from now on, but the biggest winner might be Valve. Think about how many companies have spun up their own online stores in the past few years. Ubisoft, EA, Epic, and Bethesda, just to name the biggest ones. All these companies, Valve included, seem to have figured out that if your game is a huge hit and you have a lot of resources, you don't need to sell it on someone else's service and pay them 30% of the revenue for the privilege.
Red Dead Redemption's online mode launched last week, and while players seem to be having fun traipsing across the Wild West with their friends and enemies, the big issue is, of course, money. In Red Dead Online, you do missions and complete objectives to earn gold nuggets, and 100 gold nuggets gets you a gold bar. According to some math from users of the game's subreddit, it takes about 8 hours to get 1 gold bar, after which you can get a haircut. For 12 gold bars, you can make your default pistol black. For 112 gold bars, you can buy a tent. Fun fact, the image you probably have in your head of a gold bar, well, for one thing, it weighs like 25 pounds. It is also worth $500,000 in real life, so that better be one fancy tent. Basically, the grind doesn't make a lot of sense to most players, but Rockstar doesn't seem to want to change anything, with an official support request stating, quote, "I understand your concern that you are facing an issue with Red Dead Redemption 2 Online Beta. However, I would like to inform you this is how a game is designed. To give the realistic feel of 18th century, there are only 2 currencies and you only get a small amount of money in the game after a lot of hard work." Now, gold bars will be the game's premium currency, and I say will be because Rockstar has said they do intend to offer them for real-world money, they just haven't introduced that yet. Elsewhere, they use good old dollars, and a lot of them, with one user comically noting that a Mauser pistol, which costs $1,000 in-game, only cost $35 during the actual time period. while another user noted, quote, "I shouldn't have to waste 4 to 10 minutes to make $4 to $6 and have my funds be wasted on bullets, food for me, food for my horse, camp costs, and stable costs. Spending more than I make," which sounds to me an awful lot like Rockstar did their homework. You know who actually made money prospecting and cowboying in the Wild West? The store owners, which in this case is Rockstar, and they can and will charge whatever they want to do. Don't feel like paying the markup? Bugger off back to West Virginia. Though it's not looking great these days. That's it for this week, and indeed for the month. CheckPoint is going to take a couple weeks off and come back on Monday, January 7th, and only partly because upcoming Mondays fall on Christmas and New Year's Eves, but mostly because this time of year there's just no fresh news.
Wait a second, Graham. I just had an update of all the gaming news from the coming weeks. That's right, the staff of every gaming website is running individual top 10 lists, and nobody can agree, least of all the site's readers, because you've got to drive them rage click somehow. Or maybe because there's no new releases. We've got so-and-so who's normally in the mail department, but now they've been promoted to features because everyone else is on vacation, and they're going to play through Symphony of the Night for the 18th time because retro.
So yeah, it's like that for 3 weeks. See you in 2019.
Coming up, an orphaned Australian brush-tailed possum nicknamed Pikachu has gone viral on social media because of its lovely golden fur. That's it. Really, there's not a lot going on. I just wanted to look at this photo again. 12 out of 10. Great possum. I'd like to do the outro again so I could be a little bit snarkier.